right, welcome to Saturday, April 9th. Good to see you today. Today's reading will be 2 Samuel chapter 17 through 20. Tomorrow will be our last day in 2 Samuel. 4 chapters a day isn't too bad. That's slightly interesting to me. If you follow our YouTube page much, you see that the video of last Sunday's sermon, Pride of Atheism, has gotten more views than anything has recently. It's interesting to have a couple of the comments on there. I think somebody went back and deleted theirs because I made the point that nobody has watched the video enough to comment on it. And then somebody commented yesterday, and my comment was originally, tell me that you didn't listen to the video and had a knee-jerk reaction without telling me you didn't watch the video and had a knee-jerk reaction to the title. Maybe titling stuff with controversial topics is how you get views, because honestly the video is tame compared to what is being said. But it could even be that I gave it the wrong name. I wasn't even really talking about atheism. It was really about the pride of not following Jesus Christ, and that's still the problem. If you haven't watched it, go back and watch yesterday's. That's pretty good. Chapter 17. Ahithophel's advice actually is spot on, and had it been followed, it's possible that it probably would have worked. Just good thing Hushai was there, which Hushai's advice wasn't bad advice. It just was better advice for David than it was for Absalom. Now, you were going to find here in a couple chapters how they handle the final battle is just kind of stupid, but it has nothing to do with that Ahithophel or Hushai. Wow, Ahithophel, you think maybe this is a little bit of an overreaction? Somebody doesn't take your advice, so you commit suicide? So the surrounding nations aid David. I think they recognize his leadership, they recognize his strength, and also because Absalom decides to delay, it gives David and his armies time to rest and to replenish, get resupplied. Chapter 18, notice we have a foreigner, which was talked about a little bit yesterday, but I didn't cover it. The Gittite was a foreigner, and David said, hey, you have no part in this, go back. And he said, hey, wherever my king is, that's where I'll be. And so this loyal man ended up being made a general. And so now we're in full-blown civil war. But as I just mentioned, Absalom's lack of military experience allows them in a mesa to fight in a wooded area, in a hand-to-hand combat situation. All you're doing is really helping David. It was dumb. Maybe Ahithophel would have told him not to fight there. Notice the two reactions to David's son's death. When the infant died, David cleaned up and said, he won't come to me, but I will go to him. Now it's much different for Absalom. He weeps bitterly. I think part of the problem here is there's no assurance for him that of Absalom's salvation. And that, I think, is actually part of the problem. Chapter 19, what should have been a celebration after victory, the victorious armies sneak back home because they're kind of ashamed that they won, I guess. And Joab is right here. Frankly, this time through, again slowing down, I usually don't take the time to figure out the different generals, Joab, Amasa, Abner, all those different people. And this time through, doing it this way, I have. And I tell you, I'm a fan of Joab. I like the guy. And he is 100% correct here. Have you ever had a situation where everybody's in a place but one person's missing, so somebody's upset about it? Well, is it not good enough that the rest of us are here? So then it takes a little bit of a slight persuasion for all of the tribes to take David back. Not very smart. But you can see maybe why, they're reluctant. It might be awkward because some of them followed Absalom. And so David comes riding back, and who's the first person to greet him? Shemei. I would have hated to be that guy. You're groveling. And this is the guy that cursed him and threw stones and all that 2 days ago. But I think here, killing Shemei would have been a bad political move for David. There's some moves that David makes throughout Scripture that are just genius, and I think this is one of them. Not only has God shown David mercy, but David now shows mercy, but everything's focused on the victory instead of, we killed Shemei. And I think there's a difference there. So I think showing mercy helped. For me, the best part of this entire story is that Mephibosheth comes, and come to find out his servant is lying. And frankly, I'm not sure why Sheba, his servant, was allowed to live. But chapter 20, Sheba rebels. When are these people going to learn? Now here, I'm not sure why David trusted Amasa to be a general. You know, the back and forth and Joab losing his position, gaining it back. I think sometimes as I'm reading through the Bibles, part of the reason that I just never kept track of them very well. But why trust Amasa? And by the way, Joab didn't. Why was Amasa so slow to do what he was commanded to do? Was there reluctancy? Yeah, the Bible doesn't say. See, Joab's a mover and a shaker, and David really seems to have a love-hate relationship with him. He ends up ordering his death too, so that's a spoiler alert for later. But he ends this chapter on top. Looking forward already to seeing you tomorrow. Have a great day.